I am Aligar Lingappa, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Sirigupa. Today, I will discuss about the nuclear instruments such as scintillation counter. What is scintillation counter? What is the construction of a scintillation counter? Then working of scintillation counter, applications of scintillation counter. So today, now we have discussed all those things. Now you see the scintillation counter. So different parts of the scintillation counter. Say incident particles, luminous photon, and the secondary photoelectrons, the scintillar, optical contact, then a light guard, photocathode, photoelectron, light electron. Then a high voltage divider which is placed so in front of the secondary photoelectron. Then a photo multiplier, then a high voltage source, then finally a pulse discriminator digital counter, multi-channel analyzer, then finally we will get output, so called. These are the different parts of the scintillation counter. So this is the diagram of a scintillation counter. So what are the different parts of the scintillation counter? What about their respective functions? How they act? Then how the counting rate obtained? So look here now, let us discuss about construction. A scintillation counter is an instrument for detecting and measuring ionizing radiation by using the excitation effect of incident radiation on a scintillating material. So here the scintillation counter means it is a device, nuclear instrument which is used to detecting and measuring the ionizing radiation. They can measure the ionizing radiation by the excitation effect of incident radiation on a scintillating material and detecting the resultant light pulses. It consists of a scintillator, so that generates photons that exhibit the photoelectric effect, so that generates photons. In a response to incident radiation, a sensitive photomultiplier tube PMT, which converts the light to an electrical signal and electronics to process this signal. So when ionizing radiations are made to incident on scintillating a material, where the scintillator which generates photons, so photons in a response to incident radiation. A sensitive photomultiplier tube PMT, which converts light to an electrical signal. And then the further electronics to process this signal. So here the scintillation counters are widely used in radiation protection, an assay of radioactive materials and physics research. Because they can be made inexpensively yet with good quantum efficiency and can measure both the intensity and the energy of incident radiation. So usually the scintillation counters, they are used to protect an assay of radioactive materials. Usually the scintillation counters, they are used in physics research. So they can measure both intensity and the energy of incident radiation. So then what about the working? When an ionizing particle passes into the scintillator material, atoms are ionized along a track. For charged particles, the track is the path of the particle itself. For gamma rays, say uncharged, their energy is converted to an energetic electron via either the photoelectric effect or Compton scattering or pi production. So the chemistry of atomic excitation in the scintillator produces a multitude of low energy photons. So typically near the blue end of the visible spectrum, the number of such photons is in the proportion to the amount of energy deposited by the ionizing particle. So what about the number of photons which are produced? So depend on the amount of energy deposited by the ionizing particle. So some portion of these low energy photons arrive at the photocathode of an attached photomultiplier tube PMT. The photocathode emits at most one electron for each arriving photon by the photoelectric effect. Again, when photons are made to pass through photomultiplier tube, where the photoelectric effect which takes place, so then a photocathode emits at most one electron for each arriving photon by the photoelectric effect. So this group of primary electrons is electrostatically accelerated with the help of high potential battery and focused by an electrical potential so that they strike that first diode of the tube. The impact of a single electron on the diode releases a number of secondary electrons which are in turn accelerated to strike the second diode. So what we know that the number of diodes they are arranged in the scintillation counter due to photoelectric effect where the number of electrons they are liberated. They are called primary electrons. Each a photon producing one electron. This group of primary electrons is electrostatically, they are accelerated by applying high potential with the help of high potential battery. So then primary electrons, they get accelerated and then they acquire more energy and they strike the first diode of the tube. So because of the impact of the highly energetic primary electrons on the diode, releases a number of secondary electrons. So each primary electron which are released, the number of secondary electrons which are in turn accelerated to strike the second diode. So just to see that. So scintillator, when the high energy ionizing track, if suppose the ionizing particles are made to passes through the scintillator, then the photons, they are liberated. So they are moved towards the photocathode due to photoelectric effect, where primary electrons, they are ejected. What we see in the diagram, so where the red color narrow, that indicates a photocathode. When photons, if they are incident on photocathode, so then the primary electrons, they ejected from the photocathode due to the phenomenon of photoelectric effect. When a light of suitable frequency is made to incident on the suitable surface, then the electrons, they are ejected, liberated. Such a phenomenon is known as a photoelectric effect. The liberated electrons are called photoelectrons. They constitute an electric current is known as photoelectric current. So based on that, photocathode here, which liberates primary electrons. These liberated primary electrons, they are made to focusing on electrode. So then they are made to incident on, so they are accelerated, they are made to pass through photomultiplier tube, say PMT. These primary electrons, they are accelerated with the help of high potential difference. Then they acquired high energy. So the primary electrons with high energy, they are made to strike the diode. When they are strike the diode, where they are produced as secondary electrons. So further, these secondary electrons are made to incident on the second diode. So like that, we will get a large number of electrons, and all those electrons are made to incident on the anode. Then further by the electronic process we get the number of ionizing particles they are entering into the scintillator. So this is a way of counting of ionizing particles which are entering into the scintillator of scintillation counter. So each subsequent diode impact releases further electrons, and so there is a current amplifying effect at each diode stage. Each stage is at a higher potential than the previous to provide the accelerating field. So here the diodes they are used to produce more and more number of electrons. They are used to amplifying the current. Then the resultant output signal at the anode is in the form of a measurable pulse for each group of photons that arrived at the photocathode and is passed to the processing electronics. The pulse carries information about the energy of the original incident radiation on the scintillator. The number of such pulses per unit time gives information about the intensity of the incident radiation. The intensity of the radiation incident on the scintillator. In some applications, individual pulses are not counted, but rather only the average current at the anode is used as a measurable radiation intensity. So let us discuss about applications of scintillation counter. The scintillation counters are widely used in radioactive contamination, radiation survey meters, radiometric assay, nuclear plant safety, and medical imaging that are used to measure radiation. So scintillation counter, they are widely used in radioactive contamination. They are used in the radiation survey meters, the radiometric assay, nuclear plant safety, and medical imaging that are used to measure radiation. Second, there are several counters mounted on the helicopters and some pickup trucks for a rapid response in case of a security situation due to radioactive waste or dirty bombs. So usually the scintillation counter, they are used. Counters, they are mounted on helicopters and some pickup trucks for a rapid response in case of a security, in the situation due to a radioactive waste or a dirty bombs. Scintillation counters are designed for web bridge applications, freight terminals, scrap metals, border security, contamination monitoring of nuclear waste, and ports. Then it is widely used in screening technologies in vivo and ELISA. Alternative technologies Then they are used in the cancer research. They are used in the epigenetics and cellular research. So these are some of the applications of scintillation count. So in this class, we discussed about the nuclear instruments such as scintillation counters, construction of scintillation counters, working of scintillation counters, and then how it counts the radiations. What about the principle of scintillation counter? Then what is the photoelectric effect? And finally, we discussed the applications of scintillation counters and so on. Thank you.